Well, first off, thanks for coming out tonight. I really, really do appreciate it. I feel very fortunate because I have what I believe to be, for me especially, the easiest job on the planet, because I only have to do two things. When I work, that's it. I just have to do two things. Number one, I'm here to make you laugh, all right? Because if you know anything about laughter, people like to laugh. Now, granted, different people have different types of laughs, but that's okay. That's part of what makes people unique and memorable. Some people have that high-end cackle and they're always like, some people have that big, hearty laugh, they're going to take a breath and snort instead, and it's like, some people get to laugh real hard and fast and on a roll sounds like a machine gun, and they're just like, but everybody finishes their laugh exactly the same. How does every single person finish a nice big hearty laugh? What everyone do? They just go. Feels good. What very few people know, at that moment in time, your brain is releasing a series of chemicals, endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, and all these other ones that do multiple things to your brain. Number one, it actually helps rejuvenate your neurological pathways. Scientists have studied and found that 10 minutes of good belly laughter is equivalent neurologically to 2 hours of extra REM sleep. The average child laughs between 300 and 600 times a day. And if you have a son or daughter, a brother, sister, cousin, next door neighbor, you know what I'm talking about, because they laugh at everything. They walk by a table and they're like, look, ketchup. And you're like, that's just ketchup. And they're like, I know. The average doll lasts between 7 and 14 times a day. Somewhere along the lines, as we grow up, we stop laughing. And not only do we lose the physical benefits laughter has, but also the social, the emotional, the spiritual. Laughter is one of the few things we can do that doesn't cost any money, doesn't take any props, doesn't need any planning, yet it can build bonds that will exist between people for lifetimes. And not only that, when all that stuff's going on in your brain, it actually creates the ideal mindset for the retention of information. Because that's the second thing I'm here to do tonight as well. I'm here to make you think. No, I know. Some of you are like, son of a bitch, I don't want to think. I'm not here to make you think deep thoughts. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I just think we, especially as Americans, have forgotten that we have this amazing capacity to actually think. We get bombarded with so many messages every single day, and we have so many things that we're dealing with that we forget to just take a step back and think with this wonderful thing we have on our shoulders. So that's what we're going to do. We'll have some fun, we'll have some laughs, and hopefully by the time it's all said and done, you'll have felt that you got something of value. Now, I am fortunate. I do get to do this for a living. I get to travel all around the country, get to travel all over the world, and I've come to realize there's some things that I've learned, and there are some things that I just don't understand. And ladies, maybe you can help me out with this one for starters, but why do women talk in double talk? You know what I'm saying? Parents say things like, well, we're going to go shopping, but I don't think we have time to go shopping. But then they'll be like, well, they're kind of like dress shoes, but they're not really like dress shoes. And then they'll be like, well, I kind of like him, but I don't really like him. Because you never hear a guy be like, well, it's sex with her, but we didn't have sex. Go sex. And ladies, what's going on right now? Apparently, there is an international competition amongst women. An international competition, and the competition is getting fierce. Because apparently there's a competition to see which woman can find the largest pair of sunglasses. Seriously, I was in California a couple months ago. I saw a girl walking down the street with a Lexus windshield duct taped to her forehead. She's like, look at me, I'm pretty. You know what I have learned though? I have learned that people are lazy overall in general. Doesn't mean that people don't work hard, it's just we have so many wonderful inventions now, and because of some of those inventions, we become complacent and lazy. And here's some of the ways you can tell if you might be lazy or not. If you've ever been to a mall, to an airport, anywhere where they have escalators or moving sidewalks, and as you approach one, you see that it's broken, and you're angry. Like, well, I gotta walk! Do you have a cart? Get a ride, please? If you've ever read a magazine or a journal article, you get to the bottom of the article, and it says continue page 171, and you're just like... Nah, it's too many pages to turn on. Have you ever had a remote control where the battery's going dead, but instead of getting a new set of batteries, you just press the button harder and harder and harder to get it to work? Or if you're really lazy, you steal the batteries out of another remote control, put them in there, and like, oh yeah, I'm smart. I'm a genius. If you have ever IM text messaged or called someone on your cell phone who was within 100 feet of you because you were too lazy to walk all the way across the room. Somebody like, I'm doing that right now. LOL. But my favorite one of all, everyone has done this one, by far everyone. If you have ever carried more than 6 plastic grocery bags on one arm at one time because you didn't want to make 2 trips to and from a vehicle, to the point where you cut off the circulation to every single one of your, you're like, get the door! Get the door! Somebody, to the left, get the door! Ah! I can't feel my hand. But I say 7 seconds. What am I going to do with all this time? No, we learned how to be lazy as a child, actually. There was a candy that we all ate growing up that kind of set the precedent, that kind of set the road for us to become lazy. It was a candy called Fun Dip. And if you ever ate Fun Dip when you were younger, you might recall it came in one big giant package, but it had 2 sides. It had the sugary goodness side, and then it had this popsicle stick on steroids that you were supposed to lick, then dip into the sugar part, and then lick that. So you would start doing that, and after about a minute or 2, you were just like, this is a lot of work. So you would just toss the stick aside and be like, rah! Unless your parents were cheap like mine, they just gave you Kool-Aid and a spoon. Can I have some water? No? Okay. I have some friends that have a theory that I've adapted as my own, but I think is probably the single most brilliant theory that I've ever heard. And what they call this theory is they basically just call it the struggle bus theory.